Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? There's yet another example of Starmer's government locking up elderly people who've never committed a crime in their entire lives today. And it warrants a mention because I missed it off my last video. It was brought to my attention on Twitter today, and I believe the sentencing took place yesterday. It was shared by Doug Stokes, and it says, a 53-year-old woman, the primary carer for her husband, who led a kind and compassionate lifestyle, sentenced to 15 months of prison time for a quickly deleted Facebook post. As she was convicted, she replied, "Thank you, Your Honour. Just awful." 15 months in prison. The amount of stories I could point you towards where people did actual physical harm to people and didn't get custodial sentences. I mean, I'd be here all day. You're probably sick of reading them at this point. But I'll throw up one example from the same thread. Lalani Dowding replied, "Meanwhile, this man faced no jail time for beating his daughter because he was a primary carer. There is zero justice. Father who beat his daughter because he thought she was meeting a boy, spared jail." I love that one. She wasn't even with a boy or meeting a boy. He just thought she might have been. But anyway, I'm sure I've missed something, because there's no way that Starmer's Stasi would be locking people up for just putting like a post up briefly while you're being emotional because a load of little kids just got killed in the face by a Rwandan fella. Surely I'm reading something. There must be more to this story. So I shall seek out the truth as always. Well, I say the truth. I'll probably get it off the Telegraph rather than the BBC. That's the closest you're going to get the truth in these trying times. But we'll do our best, shall we? And we'll dig into it. Also, something else I've noticed. Why do conservative women look like this? There's Lalani, look. Essence of woman. And woke women, well, you know what they look like. Right then, there's got to be more to this story. Surely she posted something on Facebook and then went to the corner shop and broke a Pakistani's kneecaps with a hammer. Surely she did something like that, right? Judge Jail's keyboard warrior who wrote Facebook posts calling for, there we go. She used the M word, didn't she? This could have all been avoided if you just used the term that I'm trying to popularise, which is big gold bell-end shaped church. Easy. Because you can slag off Christians as much as you want, can't you? You could lock 10 Christians in a cage and set them on fire and you wouldn't get 15 months in prison for it. Especially if your name was Abu al-Zarqawi or Abu Hamza or, I don't know, there's too many Abus to mention. They're all running into one in my brain now. Zarqawi was the bloke who gave Ken Bigley an unscheduled surgical procedure, just if anyone's aware. I think they knighted him and now he's got a council house in Slough. I'm kidding. I'm not ignorant. We did manage... Well, the Americans blew him to bits. We would have given him a council house in Slough. Julia Sweeney is a quiet 53-year-old wife from Cheshire, but she's sentenced to 15 months after pleading guilty to the offence under online safety laws. A judge jailed a keyboard warrior for posting an online message saying, "Blow it up with the adults in it. No women, no kids. You can't say fairer than that." Chester Crown Court heard that Julie Sweeney lived a quiet, sheltered life before sending the comment to her local community Facebook group. Jailing her for 15 months, the judge told her that even people like you need to go to prison. Yeah, people like her, but not people like this. Gender-bending people. I'm trying to avoid the buzzwords. Kiddie fiddler spared jail after the case was delayed over discussions about whether the pervert should go to a male or female jail. I like how the Daily Mail gets to use language like that. If I go near half of those phrases, I'm instantly through in the can. The Daily Mail's brilliant. It's like it's bipolar newspaper, the Daily Mail, because for what 1 minute it's using reactionary terminology to make right-wingers chuckle, and the next thing it's flying the pride flag with reckless abandon. It's a strange publication, the Daily Mail these days. Oh yeah, and 90% of the website is just wall-to-wall clunge, so I don't even know what's going on. A bipolar psychopath is editing the Daily Mail as we speak. So back to the story at hand. Sarah Badawi, prosecuting, told the court one of the group's members became uneasy at a number of comments posted on the site in the wake of violent disorder following the killing of 3 girls in Southport. Following a post that showed white and Asian people involved in the clean-up, Sweeney said, "It's absolutely ridiculous. Don't protect the bell-end churches, blow them up." Miss Badri said a concerned member found the post offensive. Yes, and in this absurd time, you can't offend people, right? You just can't. Everybody has to be sheltered from offence all of the time. And if that means every single person has to wear, like a grey uniform and think and talk in total lockstep with the lunatics that demand it, who run the state and every aspect of your life, it's definitely worth doing. Because the risk of slightly offending someone is definitely worse than, freedom. Logical. When arrested, Sweeney told officers, "I'm not being rude, but there are a lot of people saying it." She said she posted the comment in anger and had no intention to put people in fear. John Keane, defending, said she accepts it was stupid, but it was a single comment on a single day, and she lives a quiet, sheltered life and has never troubled the courts in her long life. Well, that doesn't matter though, does it? Because you're living in modern Britain, and in modern Britain, if you don't trouble the courts as part of a long, peaceful life, you are the worst type of scum, and you need to be crushed like a bug. Unlike people who constantly trouble the courts for decades and are free to roam the streets willy-nilly and, coiling one out in your recycling bin on a Sunday morning so you get a bit of a shock when you come back from walking the dog. There's people in the UK, mentally ill, homeless, foreign tramps who basically make wanking in public a lifestyle choice. It's like a profession, and they go to court 73 times in 6 years and they never get locked up. I'd bring up Aldo from Nottingham. You remember him, the mentally ill foreign mass murderer, but frankly, I wouldn't be able to deal with the rage boner right now. I've got to go to work soon. I can't be walking through the car park with a 10-hour fatty on. Keyboard warriors like you must learn to take responsibility for your disgusting and inflammatory language. It's unbelievable, this. He's like the demon headmaster now. He's got a 54-year-old woman who's with no criminal background sat in front of him. Unbelievable. So yeah, it's as bad as we thought. But full-blown kiddie diddlers get away with a slap on the wrist. Unbelievable. Or, as I showed you the other day, literally hacking someone to bits with a machete and you get out in 6 months. So he got out, a bloke who actually killed a child with a machete, got out after 6 months, but this old lady is going to do 12. It sounds like it's fiction, but it's true. And when you say two-tier policing, they just go, nah, it's not happening, not happening. But then you go, oh yeah, but what about the bloke who killed someone with a machete and got 6 months, and the old lady who posted a mean sentence and got 15? What about that? And then they go, nah, I'm not wasting my time with a bigot, because they haven't got a response to a nailed-on fact like that, have they? But that's just what I think. Maybe I'm the crazy one, right? Maybe 15 months is reasonable for typing on Facebook, and 5 months is reasonable for lopping someone's crust off with a meat cleaver, right? Maybe it's just me. If you think it is, let me know in the comments. Please drag me back to your sane way of thinking if you can, all right? Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. I have scheduled a live stream for Saturday at 7 p.m. UK. I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, try to stay sane and double bolt your doors, because if you've ever said something that Keir Starmer thinks could be possibly construed as offensive, then you're probably looking at about 6 years in the nick. So, yeah, I heartily recommend double bolting your doors, sheltering in an underground nuclear bunker, or fleeing the country altogether and going somewhere nice like Mogadishu. All right, thanks for watching. See you very soon. Toodle pip. Cheers.